Hi, this is Lloyd Allen at marriagessaved.com. If you're just joining us, we invite you to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so you will be among the first to receive our videos as soon as they are released. Now, today I'd like to speak to the singles and youth. And this is a special word of assurance and warning, a word of caution to our young people. You see, more people are suffering in marriage than you can even conceptualize. And the best way to avoid a bad marriage is to prepare for a good one. And so there is a word here from inspiration. And I read to you a quote and I give an explanation on that from one of my favorite authors, Ellen G. White. And this statement is aligned squarely with the direction of Holy Writ, biblical principles. As a matter of fact, I want to share with you very quickly what the Bible has to say about forming union as a young person, engaging emotionally with another member of the opposite sex. How should you form emotional relationships? And friends, let me just share this with you today, that apart from choosing to serve God, apart from salvation, the most important decision you'll ever make in your life is who you marry. And you must never treat this with scant regard, for it's important. As a matter of fact, to a large extent, your success or failure depends largely upon the person you align yourself with for life, the person whom you marry. And so you must do all your due diligence when it comes to choosing a life partner. And so I want to share with you very quickly today what the Bible has to say about this. For example, Amos chapter 3 and verse 3, can two walk together except they be agreed? You must choose somebody whose principles, religious principles especially, align with yours. If not, there's going to be pandemonium in the relationship. Second Corinthians 6 verses 14 also reminds us, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness? In other words, light and darkness cannot mix. In the same way, you must not treat it lightly, forming emotional bond with a person who does not believe as you believe. And so very carefully, I'd like you to consider this decision. I'll read to you. Qualities to be sought in a prospective husband. I'm speaking specifically now to ladies. In another presentation, I'll be speaking to the men. But now, ladies, please listen. By the way, parents, disseminate this video presentation to your daughters. School teachers, send it to your students, because this decision is of lifelong import, can determine essentially their eternal destiny. Qualities to be sought in a prospective husband. Before giving her hand in marriage, every woman should inquire whether he with whom she's about to unite her destiny is worthy. Think about it. Don't move hastily. What has been his past record? That's a question you must ask. Ladies, what has been his past record? For you see, it is about his habits of life. What is he accustomed to doing? For what he has been doing for the past many years, give clues as to what he will do in the future. So ask the question, what has been his past record? It's about his habit of life, what he's accustomed to doing. A lot of people believe that there's a mysterious one that is wheeled at the altar. There's no magic that takes place at the altar. who a person has been before the wedding, that's who they will be after the wedding. As a matter of fact, may I share with you today that more than 90% of the issues that plague married life did not originate in the marriage. No, they were brought into the marriage. In other words, it is who you were as a single person. It is that lifestyle that you exhibit after you get married. So when you see marriage in turmoil, essentially, it begins before the marriage. Why? I want to share this with young people, that your singleness is the most important state of human existence. And how you live and what you do, the decisions you make as a single person will determine essentially your lifelong happiness. So what has been his past record? A question you must ask. Is his life pure? Is the love which he expresses of a noble, elevated character, or is it a mere emotional fondness? Oh, I love you. What kind of love is that? You know, in the Greek, there are three different kinds of love. You have the filial, you have the agape love, you have the eros, you have the agape, and you have the filial. Eros, romantic love. Is it just romantic sentimentalism that he's expressing? Is he just physically attracted to you, but there's no commitment to hang with you for the long haul? Examine the kind of love that he's expressing. There's a kind of love that is born after God's own heart, and that is the agape love. It's a love that is based on principle. It's not just merely superficial, it's enduring. It's a love based on lifelong commitment. Another question you should ask, has he the traits of character that will make her happy? What does happiness mean to you, young lady? What does love mean to you? You must first of all determine that and answer that question even before you marry. For you must know how to set boundaries. Make commitments before you marry and say, well, if he does not meet this requirement, this is a non-negotiable requirement. It cannot be negotiated. And one of the questions you should ask, does he believe as I believe? If you are a religious person, if you're a Christian. And if he does not believe as you believe, then there is no second interview. Oh, I can change him. Really, you can't change anybody. And I say this gently but boldly. Only God can change him. And therefore, he must first be aligned with the principles of Holy Writ and express a dedication and commitment to God's will before you can expect him to be dedicated to you. And listen to me, if he does not change to get you, he will not change to keep you. That's a rarity. And so, young lady, you must ask some serious questions before you venture into an emotional entanglement with the other person. Can she find a true peace and joy in his affection? Does he know what love looks like? Can he make you happy? Is he happy? Because watch this. If he's not happy in himself, if he's still dissatisfied, unsatisfied, and miserable, then he can only contribute. He can only impart what he possesses. So ask the question, does he know the secret to happiness? And if he does not, he will become a liability in your life. it seriously. Another question. Will she be allowed to preserve her individuality? Or must her judgment and conscience be surrendered to the control of her husband? Will he allow you to grow and mushroom and blossom into a radiantly beautiful Christian person? Or will he be so controlling that you must conform to his way of life, even though those principles may run contrary to the principles of God? Can she honor the Savior's claims as supreme? Think about that. Will God still be your supreme judge, Savior, and Lord? Will he still be able to direct your life when you align yourself with that other person? Will body and soul, thoughts and purposes be preserved pure and holy? By the way, my friends, the ultimate, the principal purpose of marriage is to enhance your holiness. And if this relationship, if this union will not advance you towards God, then that's not the relationship for you. These questions have a vital bearing upon the well-being of every woman who enters the marriage relation, she says. Let the woman who desires a peaceful, happy union, who would escape future misery and sorrow, inquire before she yields her affections, has my lover a mother? How does he treat his mom? That's an important question to ask. What is the stamp of her character? Does he recognize his obligations to her? Is he mindful of her wishes and happiness? And if he does not know how to treat his mother with tender loving care and kind regard, with respect and honor, if he does not know how to treat the significant woman in his life with due benevolence and love and kindness, but on the other hand, he's abusive and disrespectful constantly, then you can rest assured that when you become the favorite woman in his life, the significant other, then you will only replace your mom, his mom rather, and then you will become the next victim of verbal abuse. So you must ask yourself some questions. How does he treat his mom? For you see, people don't just switch their character when they get married. Who they have been before the marriage, that's exactly who they will be after they say, I do. I'll have second part to this message, but I'd like you to consider this. When you walk to the garage, do you become a motor car? Well, in the same way, a man does not just become a good husband just by walking to the altar. No, there's no magic wand at the altar. Who he is before the marriage, that's exactly who he will be after the marriage. So consider his lifestyle, his habits of life, his history. And if he has not been transformed, if he has not been touched by the divine fire, then you must tread softly, ladies. So ask yourself the question, is he aligned with God's will? And if he's not, remember, friends, one of the first things that God gave to Adam before he gave him a wife was his word. He said, Adam, of all the trees in the garden you may freely eat, but of this one do not eat of it. And that command was given to Adam before Eve entered the scene. Adam was first aligned with God. God could have open communication with Adam. That was before a woman came along. So ladies, before you say, I do to him, ask yourself the question, is he first of all aligned with God? I speak this passionately because I've seen the tears and I've felt the brokenness. And my hope is that you prepare well for a great marriage if you are to later be happy. I don't want to see you be miserable and unhappy. Too many are making a shipwreck of their lives. Holy wedlock has become unholy deadlock for many. So choose right and have a happy life. Hi, this is Lloyd Allen at Marriages Saved. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I invite you, click the subscribe button and smash that notification bell. And you'll be among the first to receive my videos when they are released. Love you and see you in the next video.